there, this is little mooseprime98. Today we have our second update on my movie and video games. Some of y'all recognize from my first video. Okay, cameraman, give me my first movie. We don't got 20 years. This is the Godzilla collection. Y'all probably remember from my Christmas haul. It's a great movie. It's fucking sexy. Now this is King Kong versus Godzilla, probably the most fucking sexiest movie I've ever seen. Now this is my absolute favorite. It's better than the original. The Legend is Reborn. It's a bootleg. And then y'all probably remember this one also. The double pack with Godzilla versus King Ghidorah and Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth. And cameraman, film on that dancing retard. As the cameraman just flipped them off. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is another bootleg of tons of Godzilla movies. Let's open it up. We got Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, 100 minutes. Godzilla 2000, 99 minutes. Godzilla Tokyo SOS, 92 minutes. Godzilla Final Wars, 105 minutes. Next up, probably my third favorite WrestleMania. No, it's really the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. It was pretty awesome because the Stone Cold went into the Hall of Fame. Next up is the Royal Rumble 2011, where it had the biggest Royal Rumble match in history.
And the shittiest one.
And now Elimination Chamber 2011. I never got to watch the whole thing, but I can't. And y'all also remember this from my Christmas haul. But this was, it's just so freaking awesome. Even though I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Next up is the 27th annual WrestleMania. My second favorite WrestleMania. As it looks like Eve is trying to kiss Beth Phoenix. Next up is my absolute favorite WrestleMania. I remember WrestleMania 28. Now, this is probably the most worst WrestleMania in history. And it's WrestleMania 29. The only reason why I got it on DVD was to relive Punk getting an ass whooping. But the reason why it sucked is because Jack Swagger didn't win the world title. I'm glad Triple H won. And I wish John Cena lost, but I'm glad Undertaker won. Next up is probably my favorite TLC. Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2014, when they brought back the Undisputed Championship, but it's now called the WWE World Heavyweight Title, which is a worthless piece of crap. Next up, the rest of these movies I'll remember from Lee Jacob's Stuff, my first video, but this one is The Undertaker's Deadliest Matches. The best Undertaker DVD because it witnesses about every match. Next up is Triple H, Kings of Kings. There is only one. There's like the King of the Ring, Knows on Bar, Royal Rumble, Armageddon, 2 count, 3 stages of effing hell. Next up is y'all remember from my last haul, and when I saw this, I'm like, finally, I have found it. Yeah, yeah. Sucker cock, sucker cock, sucker cock. Next up is next up is Bloodbath, the most deadliest steel cages. It's bloody as crap. Next up, video games. First up, we got PS3 Major League Baseball 2K12. I wish it was 2K11, but this game is, and it's from Blockbuster, and it's set for naughts. Next up, oh, dang it! Pick it up, you fool. Next up is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now this is something I haven't showed y'all yet. It's a great game, but I wish the other two were done for the PS3 because there's no way I'm getting no PS2 and Xbox. Next up is done by the same company, Street Fighter vs. Tekken, the two greatest fighting games finally meet in probably the battle of the century. Next up, UFC Undisputed 3. I have Your Move Pride. Price for some reason on this is a lot better. Next up, UFC Undisputed 2010. I got this thing like 2 years ago. It's a great game, along with this is the sequel to this game. UFC Undisputed 2000. And for one thing, somebody, just goodness sake, somebody tell me if leave a comment to tell me if UFC Undisputed 4 is a real game. Next up is Super Mincy MMA rated M. This is like the first ever M game I've ever owned, and it may be the only one. You can fight like in all sorts of cages. You can fight in warehouses. You can freaking kill the guy if you want to. Next up is Lucha Libre Hero del Dawn. I don't know how you pronounce this game. Title, but it's a great wrestling game from Mexico. Up next is probably my favorite wrestling game, WWE 2K14. I can't wait for WWE 2K15. Besides what I just said earlier, leave a comment and tell me who would you want to be on the front cover of WWE 2K15. Next up is my second favorite wrestling game, WWE 13. It features the Attitude Era, Live the Revolution, and it's not the biggest roster because 2K14 had a lot bigger one. Next up, probably the worst wrestling game that's ever lived, WWE 12. This game is so horrible. I'd rather play the first ever wrestling game for 80,000 years. Goodness sake. Yeah, I'd rather play that game for 80 freaking years. And, well, that's it. And remember what I said about those comments.
Don't put
You
that
bet
in a
if
bus.
you